provided to you by Think Utility Services. Welcome to our deep dive into multifamily utility billing methods. We're going to break this down, keep it super simple, so you can really understand the best method for you and your properties. While it might not be the most thrilling topic, understanding these methods is crucial for property management professionals. Seriously, this is one of those things that can save you a ton of money and headaches down the road. It can be the difference between happy residents or spending your days dealing with complaints and disputes. Believe me, you don't want that. So, whether you are starting out in property management or have years of industry experience, stick around because we're about to unlock some serious knowledge that will up your property management game. Okay, let's kick things off with effective or blended rate billing. Now this one is all about simplicity, which can be tempting. You take the total utility charges for the month, let's say it's a $1,000 water bill for the whole complex, and divide it by the total consumption. Maybe that's 100,000 gallons. Boom! You get your effective rate, which in this case would be 1 cent per gallon. Easy, right? I mean, you can explain that to a 5-year-old. But here's the catch, and it's a big one. This method can feel unfair to residents with larger households because they pay a higher percentage of the utility fixed fees. Not exactly a recipe for happy. This method might not work if your community has larger families, as they may perceive this method as unfair, causing resident complaints. But as your properties grow, or if you have tenants with significantly different lifestyles and consumption habits, you might want to consider other options. Chapter 2. Component rate billing. Fair but complex. Next up, we've got component rate billing. Now, this method takes a bit more work, but it's all about fairness and transparency. Basically, you're mirroring the way the city bills you, breaking down every single fee and charge. So, you've got your fixed fees, your water charges based on usage, sewer charges, and anything else the city throws your way. You're essentially passing these costs directly to the residents based on their individual consumption. Now, the upside is that this method is generally perceived as the fairest. Residents can clearly see how their bill is calculated, and they're only paying for what they use. But, and there's always a but, right? Explaining this method can be like teaching calculus to a hamster. It's complex, it's detailed, and it can lead to a lot of questions from your residents. But if you're managing larger properties, or if you want to provide the most transparent and defensible billing system, this is the way to go. Chapter 3. Percentage rate billing. Exact, but potentially problematic. Finally, let's talk about percentage rate billing. This method relies on submetering, where each unit has its own meter to track consumption. You then determine what percentage of the property's total utility bill you want to recover from residents. Let's say it's 90%. You take each resident's individual consumption, turn it into a percentage of the total consumption, and then apply that percentage to the 90% of the bill you're recovering. Sounds complicated? It can be. The good news is, this method allows for exact utility cost recovery, which is a major plus for property owners. You're not left footing the bill for any shared utility costs. However, and this is a big one, this method can feel incredibly unfair to residents. Why? Because their bill isn't just based on their usage, it's also affected by how much everyone else in the building is using. Imagine one resident goes on vacation for a month, their usage plummets, but the overall building usage goes up because of a heat wave. That resident comes back to a higher bill, even though they use less. Not exactly the best way to build goodwill, right? So while this method can be appealing for its precision, it's essential to weigh the potential for resident dissatisfaction. So, how are your resident charges being calculated? Are you using a method that's simple and easy to manage? Or are you prioritizing fairness and transparency? Remember, there's no one-size-fits-all solution here. Understanding these basic utility billing methods can help you ensure fairness and accuracy in your property management. It's about finding the right balance between simplicity for you and transparency for your residents. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more informative content. We'll be diving deep into more real estate tips and tricks, so hit that notification bell so you don't miss out. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to our channel.